Today's yoga practice will focus on vines. So we are getting into the fun territory of our power yoga practice where we're finding different shapes. We're also connecting with active stretching where you're gradually increasing your range of motion over time. So it's also really fun to track your progress over time as well. Props for today's practice will be 2 yoga blocks, and if you're new to binds, you may also find a yoga strap or a towel helpful. Thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoy. Extended child's pose is where we meet. Go ahead and high five your hands against the earth. Knees come close, or maybe they're a little bit wider than hip width distance. As you draw your glutes closer to your heels, fingertips reach closer to the top of your space. One round of clearing breath to kick off our practice. Inhale, breathe into your nose to 1, 2. Open mouth, exhale to release. Nice job. At the top of your next inhale, bend your elbows. Plant your hands closer to your face. Press up into tabletop pose. Stack your knees underneath your hips. Let's go ahead and curl our toes underneath us. Hover your knees away from the earth, bear pose. From here, we'll take 1 round of floating cow cat. Inhale, tail up to the sky, belly to the earth, heart and head forward. Exhale, round to fold, finding your floating cat pose. Nice and warm in the core, warming up the spine. 1 more count right here. Inhale, finding your floating cow pose. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, neck is long. And then exhale, round to fold, finding your floating cat. Inhale, back to your nice flat back, bear pose, and exhale. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And start to walk your hands 1 handprint forward. Start off by pedaling 1 leg out and then the other, waking up the hamstrings. Can you look towards your belly button or kneecaps and start to find stillness in your down dog? Heels draw closer to the earth, but they don't have to touch. Top of your next inhale, sweep your right leg high to the sky. As you exhale, crunch, knee to chest, glide forward, finding your tiger crunch. 1 more. Inhale, right leg high to the sky, keeping your right toes flexed. And exhale, crunch, knee to your chest. Look forward, now step forward. Right foot is in between your hands. Come onto the tips of your fingers. You can start to step your left foot closer to the left just to give yourself more stability in your crescent lunge. Lifting and lowering your right toes a couple times, then tap down with your right toes. Inhale, sweep your arms up high to the sky. Ball your hands into fist, crescent warrior. At the top of your next inhale, go ahead and spread your fingertips, lift up nice and high. As you exhale, hinge forward, finding your lightning bolt pose. From here, lace the hands in back of you. Hover the hands away from your hips. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Point your left toes out to a diagonal. Heel touches down. Do exhale, hinge at your hips. Right shoulder touches down against your right thigh, or shoulder can dip to the inside of your knee. And you look towards your belly button or left kneecap. Option to find some swaying right here with your arms, head, neck, and shoulders. Option to open and close your mouth a couple times just to make sure we are staying soft in the facial muscles. Now hold here in stillness for an inhale. Can you reach the hands closer to the top of your space? As you exhale, gently release your fingers. Looking forward, hands frame your right foot. Go ahead and ground down in your left hand. Inhale, sweep your right arm up high to the sky. This is your easy twist. Feel that strong line of energy from your left palm travel all the way up to your right fingertips. We're looking up towards our right hand or maybe down towards our left hand. Keep your head lifted away from your left shoulder. Inhale, breathe in to 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. High five your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Point your left toes out to a diagonal. Inhale, sweep your left arm up high to the sky. So this is your side angle 1. First bind option right here. Maybe you start to bend your left elbow. Hand touches down towards your right hip. Option right here to start to float your right hand against a block. Feel free to stay right here in your half bind, or if you'd like, you can start to weave your right arm underneath your right thigh, finding a full bind. Maybe fingers touch. Maybe you bring a strap or towel between both of your hands. Now keep your head lifted away from your right shoulder. Eyes are looking up towards the ceiling or down towards your right hand. 1 count of breath. Inhale, breathing into 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, 1. If you haven't already, go ahead and look down towards your right foot. Unwind your bind. Both hands come to frame your right foot once more. Inhale, sweep your right leg towards the back. Option to float your right leg as you take your vinyasa. You're going to glide forward, bend your elbows, hovering in your chaturanga. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Finding a cobra, maybe you float your shins and hips for upward facing dog. And exhale, send your hips up and back into down dog once more. Take a moment to further settle into this posture. Start to take note of any differences between your right and left side. Option to shake your head from side to side. Option to bend one knee and then the other once more. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg up high to the sky. Keep your left toes flexed. Exhale, crunch. Knee to chest, glide forward, stacking your shoulders over your wrists. Once more, inhale, left leg up high to the sky, keeping your toes spread. Exhale, crunch your knee to your chest, look forward, step your left foot forward this time. Then come on to the tips of your fingers, maybe bring blocks underneath the hands if you'd like. I'm gonna lift and lower my left toes a couple times just to make sure I'm grounding more weight into my left heel. On my next inhale, I sweep my arms up high to the sky. Option to ball your hands into fists if you like. Maybe send your thumbs closer to the back wall. Now go ahead and exhale. Hinge forward right here. Lightning bolt pose once more. As you inhale, lace your fingers to the back. Keep your hands lifted away from your hips. Point your right toes outwards. Go ahead and exhale. Hinge at your hips. Left shoulder touches down against your left thigh, or maybe your shoulder dips to the inside of your knee. Lengthen in the neck right here. Here for an inhale, maybe reach your hands closer to the top of your space. So we're going to breathe into 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Gently releasing the grip of your fingers. On your next inhale, look forward. Both hands plant to frame your left foot this time. On your next inhale, sweep your left arm up high to the sky. So easy twist with our left arm lifted. Maybe we look up towards the left fingertips or down towards the right hand. Inhale here to 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, 1. At the bottom of your exhale, left hand touches down to the inside of your foot. Pointing your right toes down. Inhale, sweep your right arm up high to the sky. Side angle pose. And play around with the half bind. You can start to bend your right elbow. Hand touches down towards your left hip. Option again to maybe bring a block underneath your left hand. If you want to take your full bind, you can sweep your left arm underneath your left thigh. Just want to make sure the head is lifted away from the left shoulder. Option to look up towards the ceiling or down towards your left foot. Inhale, breathe in to 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, 1. Gently unwinding your half or full bind. Maybe remove any props that are in the way. Pressing down with both of your hands. Inhale. Left leg kicks to the back. Hinge forward, shoulders in front of your wrists. As you exhale, bend your elbows, finding your half push-up. Inhale, pull your heart forward, finding your heart opener, nice and warm in the big back muscles. And then exhale, send your hips up and back once more into down dog. 1 round of clearing breath, breathing into 1, 2. Open mouth, exhale to release. So in your down dog, you're really pressing the earth away from you. Broaden in the shoulder blades. Can you lift your hips up and back just a bit more? Inhale, sweep your right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch. Knee to right armpit and glide forward. One more tiger crunch. Inhale, right leg up high to the sky. Keep your right toes spread. Exhale, knee towards your armpit, step your foot forward. Onto the tips of your fingers. Inhale, sweeping your arms up high. Now as you exhale, open up towards the left side of your space. Point your toes straight towards the back, so your feet are in an 11 shape. We're going to hinge at the hips. Tips of your fingers touch down. Maybe bring blocks underneath your hands. Now bend your left knee. We're going to spin to rotate towards the back of our space. So taking our first mandala right here. Low lunge facing the back wall. Inhale, sweep your arms up high to the sky. As you exhale, go ahead and hinge forward. Cactus the elbows towards your ribs, finding your lightning bolt pose. Once more, inhale, lifting straight up, crescent warrior. Exhale, hinge forward, cactus the elbows in towards your ribs for lightning bolt. Send your hands to your hips. Inhale, straightening out your torso. Maybe you start to walk your right foot closer to your left. Straightening out your left leg any amount. Option a touchdown with your left heel. On your next exhale, hinge at your hips, finding pyramid pose. You can keep a slight bend to your left knee if you'd like. And maybe we start to float the hands towards our left shin. So in my pyramid pose, I'm seeing if I can continue to lengthen in the spine in this asymmetrical active stretch. I like to think of it as bringing my nose closer to my left big toe. Notice if your shoulders want to shrug towards your ears. Draw your shoulders away from your head. Neck stays long. Heart is open. One more count of breath. Maybe you start to settle your hands against your left ankle. And as always, if it feels more stable, maybe rest your hands against blocks. Inhale here to 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, fly your hands against your hips. Slight bend to your left knee, lifting your torso all the way up. Start to lift your right heel. Go ahead and take flight. So we're kicking our right leg up and back. Keep your hips square towards the earth. Warrior 3. Maybe we start to fly the arms forward. So can I kick my right leg up and back as much as my chest is drawing closer to the earth? With control, touch down with your fingertips. As you exhale, right knee crunches against your left calf, Shiva squat. Inhale, kick your right leg up and closer to the back wall. Standing splits, maybe we start to walk our hands closer to our left foot. Exhale, crunch, knee towards opposite calf once more for your Shiva. So one more. Inhale, kicking your right leg up and forward towards the back wall. Maybe your forehead draws closer to your left shin. And exhale, knee to opposite calf. Inhale, kick your right leg all the way towards the back. As you exhale, let's open up towards the side again, wide-legged forward fold. This time around, we're going to find our Skandasana squat. So on your next inhale, bend your right knee, sink your hips towards the right. Exhale towards the back. You can start to take this movement as steady or as rapid as you'd like. Maybe you start to point your toes outwards, lifting one heel and then the other. So we want to open up in the hips right here. Finding that engagement. Keep your back flat. On your next inhale, bending your right knee. Let's go ahead and rotate towards the front once more. High lunge. Inhale. Sweep your arms up high. Maybe you start to hook your thumbs this time around. Exhale. Pivot your back heel towards the earth. Warrior 2. Hands are reaching in opposite directions. Maybe you punch your hands into fists. Maybe you start to open up your palms to face the top and back side of your space. Top of your next inhale, reverse your warrior. Left fingertips trace down your left shin. Right fingertips reach closer to the back. As you exhale, hinge forward. Bend the elbows towards your ribs. Floating side angle pose. Once more, inhale. Finding your reverse warrior, maybe start to hook your thumbs, using your ribs and side body nice and strong. And exhale, hinge all the way forward. Cactus your elbows towards your ribs. This time around, start to bend your right elbow. Forearm touches against your thigh. You start to reach the left arm forward. From here, can I send my eyes to look up towards the ceiling? Half bind option, you can start to bend your left elbow, hand touches down towards your right hip. Maybe play around with a full bind, weaving your right arm underneath your right thigh. Keep your head lifted away from your right shoulder. Eyes are looking up or maybe down towards your right foot. This time around, let's start to heel toe our left foot closer in towards the top of our space. Keep your eyes looking towards the top of your mat. You're starting to walk your feet closer in together. So we're still holding this bind right here. Again, always an option to bring a strap or towel in between your hands. Whatever can help you feel most supported, as well as keeping your heart open. Now you're welcome to stay right here in this squat bind. If you want to start to play around with Birds of Paradise, start off by lifting your right heel and then lowering it back down with control. So embrace the shake right here. You're nice and strong in your low belly and calves. Want to start to play around with balance. Go ahead and lift your right heel. Start to look towards the top of your space. So lifting our gaze, maybe we start to lift our right leg any amount. Right here, I'm going to start to pivot to face the front just to give you a good visual. You can keep a bend to your right knee or maybe start to straighten your leg any amount. For today, it just feels best to keep a slight bend to my right knee. So I'll do as such. 1 count of breath. Inhale here to 1, 2. Exhale to 3, 2, and 1. Nice job with control. You lifted your right foot, foot touches down against the earth. You start to unwind the bind. Go ahead and face the top of your space. Inhale, stepping your feet all the way back, finding your high plank pose, gliding forward, bend your elbows, hover halfway. Inhale, finding your cobra or up dog, and then exhale. Send your hips up and back into down dog once more. Again, start to take note of the differences between your right and left side. 1 round of clearing breath. Inhale here to 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, sweep your left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee towards your left armpit. Tiger crunch as you glide forward. Inhale, kick your left leg up and back. Down dog splits. Exhale, crunch, knee to left shoulder. Gliding forward, stacking your shoulders over your wrists. Step your left foot forward. Come onto the tips of your fingers. Inhale, lifting your arms up high. Finding your crescent warrior. As you exhale, let's go ahead and face the right side of our space right here. And from here, you can start to point your toes straight. Hinge at your hips. You're always welcome to keep a little bend to your knees. Maybe bring 1 or 2 blocks underneath your hands. Now lift your right toes, bend your right knee. We walk our hands to face the back of our space. So second mandala right here in your low lunge. Inhale, lifting your arms, lifting your heart steady and strong. Finding your crescent warrior. As you exhale, hinge forward. Cactus your elbows towards your ribs. 1 more. Inhale, finding your crescent warrior. And exhale, hinge forward, bend the elbows in towards the ribs. Fly your hands to your hips. Inhale, lifting your torso. Maybe you start to step your back foot closer in. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. We'll start to fold into our pyramid pose as we exhale. Now keep your spine nice and long. Again, can I bring my nose closer to my right big toe? Option to keep my left heel lifted. Maybe I touch down with my heel, pointing my toes out to a diagonal. Start to take note of how different this side may or may not feel from the other side. So are we more open? How does the range of motion feel in this active stretch? Maybe you start to walk 1 or both hands towards your right shin or your ankle. Continue to draw the shoulders away from your ears. And if you start to feel like your right toes are starting to clench against the earth. Lift and spread your right toes a couple times. 1 count of breath. Inhale, breathe into 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, fly 1 hand to your hip, followed by the other, lifting your torso all the way up. Let's go ahead and find our warrior 3. Start off with your hands to your hips, kicking your left leg up and back. Melt your heart and head closer to the earth. And keep your hands against your hips, maybe fly the arms forward. Steadiness right here. Gently bring the tips of your fingers against the earth. As you exhale, bend your right knee, left knee touches against your right calf. Finding your Shiva squat. Inhale, kicking your left leg up and forward, standing split. And exhale, knee to opposite calf, glutes draw closer to the earth. Inhale, kick your left leg up and closer to the back. Maybe walk your hands closer to your right foot. Exhale, knee to opposite calf. Inhale, kick your right leg all the way to the back. Toes touch down. Back to your low lunge. We pivot our hands back to the side of our space. We're going to start to find our Skandasana squats right here. So as you inhale, bend your left knee, sinking your weight forward. As you exhale, bend your opposite knee. Moving forwards and backwards, you can play around with lifting one set of toes and then the other. Hands can rest against opposite thighs each time as you dip to one side and then the other. Maybe hover the arms in midair. The next time you dip your left knee, go ahead and face the front. Point your toes towards the top of your space. Inhale, sweep your arms up high, hook your thumbs. Crescent warrior, can you reach your hands closer to that back wall? Now exhale, warrior 2. Get nice and big. Maybe you start off by sliding both of your feet in the opposite directions. Ball your hands in a fist, or maybe open up your palms, pressing the walls away from your hands. Top of your next inhale, reverse your warrior. Gently trace your right fingertips against your right leg. And exhale, hinging forward, cactus the elbows towards your ribs. Keep that bend to your front knee. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Can you start to hook your thumbs? Fingertips draw closer to the back. And exhale, cactus your elbows towards your ribs. Rest your left thigh against your left forearm. Inhale, strong diagonal shape with your right arm reaching to the front. A little bend to the elbows is welcome. Eyes are looking upwards. Start to find a half bind, bending your right elbow. Hand comes to your hip. Finding your half bind, you're welcome to start to find your full bind. So maybe we start to weave the left arm underneath the shoulder. The same rules apply right here. We're keeping the neck long. Head is lifted away from your left shoulder. Eyes are looking up or maybe towards the top of your space. 1 round of breath. Inhale, breathing into 1, 2. Hold for the exhale to 3, 2, 1. Nice job. So if you have a strap or towel between your hands, you can play around with range of motion. As you're breathing into this pose, maybe walk your hands a little closer together. Again, fingertips do not have to touch. It's all about honoring your range of motion and listening to your breath. If you'd like to play around with your birds of paradise, you can start to heel toe your right foot closer to the top of your space. Keep the integrity of the posture. Heart stays open, so we're never crunching inwards. Draw your shoulders closer to the wall in back of you, looking towards the top of your space. We're nice and strong, standing on our right foot. You start to lift and lower your left heel a couple times in your birds of paradise. So it was really interesting to play around with these standing balance poses. So the more I was deepening my practice, the more I started to realize it was easier to balance on my left foot, even though I am right hand dominant. So we'll see where I'm at today. If you'd like to start to stand into birds of paradise, steadiness on your right foot. You can start to lift your right heel away from the earth. Maybe you're just grounded on your left big toe. Top of your next inhale. Maybe we start to lift and stack our shoulders over our hips. Option to keep a slight bend to your left knee. 1 count of breath wherever you are at. And for me, it always helps to point and flex my left toes just to draw my attention elsewhere. Can I stand nice and tall? Inhale here to 1, 2. Exhale here to 3, 2, 1. Can you draw your shoulders closer to the wall and back of you? Heart stays open. If you took the standing balance, touching down, left foot against the earth, gently unwind your bind. High five your hands against the earth. Step back to your high plank pose. Final vinyasa of your practice. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, hover. Inhale, finding your cobra or up dog. And exhale. Send your hips up and back into down dog once more. Continue to press the earth away from you. Broaden in the shoulder blades. 1 count of clearing breath. Inhale here to 1, 2. Open mouth, exhale to release. The bottom of your exhale, glide forward. Lower onto your knees. Extend your left arm long. Roll over onto your left side. The left bicep is a pillow for your ear to start off. You're going to nudge your right hand against the earth. We're going to meet in a pseudo bridge pose. So start off by planting your low back against the earth. Walk your feet wider than hip width distance. Toes point outwards. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Give your low back a gentle massage. Throughout your practice, you were taking a 2-part inhale and 3-part exhale. Now you're just taking a simple inhale and exhale through your nostrils. And you isolate the movement to just the legs swaying from side to side. When you are ready, let's bring our big toes together to touch and slowly start to extend your legs long. Your arms by your sides, gently blink your eyes closed. If you'd like more space between your feet, you can walk your feet maybe mat width distance apart. Find your corpse pose Shavasana. Invite a softness that starts from the top of your head. Let it travel all the way down to your torso, over to your legs and feet. Again, just take a simple inhale and exhale through the nostrils. Soften in your facial muscles. You're welcome to continue to rest in your Shavasana. If you're ready to be guided out, go ahead and extend your left arm long once more. Bend your knees. Plant your feet against the earth. You're going to roll over onto your left side, and being mindful of any props that are in the way. You're going to nudge your right hand against the earth. Press yourself up into an easy seat. Stacking your shoulders over your hips. Bring your palms to touch at heart center. Bow your chin towards your chest, sealing your practice. The light, the love in me sees and honors the light, the love in you. Namaste.